And so you recommend that men not have sex until marriage?
It would be best.
And why is it best?
Because, well, we could look at it just in the most physical term. If you are having sex and you get a young woman pregnant, then and you're out of wedlock, well, then you set yourself up on a course that will be quite challenging.
Yeah.
It can be challenging. She may or may not want to be with you. She may or may not even want to have the child, and now you're having to deal with that.
Yeah, a lot of problems.
So,
Also, you become emotional attached to the person too.
Ah, yes.
And you think that that's love, but it's really an addiction, no different than doing drugs or something.
Yeah, I think I got addicted to my wife very early on, and it was.
And that's why you say that if you or your wife had not been having sex, you might not have gotten married because you would not have been addicted to her.
Right.
That's amazing. Have you had that conversation with her?
Yeah.
And how did that turn out?
She gets it. She knows.
Oh, she does?
She's like, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. We joke about it now because we were very unconscious when we were young. We were just doing whatever. But now in retrospect, we both look back and we're like, yeah, I was addicted to your sex.
Yeah.
That's why I
That's
couldn't get rid of you. But I'm so happy now, meaning like my life, I couldn't have scripted it any better way.
What's the one thing that changed your life that makes you feel that way about it?
It's been progress, over the years. Just like with strength, you add a little bit of weight here and there through the resistances. We've been together a long time, so we've had enough. I don't want to say struggles, but we've had enough circumstances where we can grow stronger through them.
And your relationship is not a mother and son relationship? You're the son and she's your mother?
No.
Good. You've seen that before?
Yes.
When men become boys with their wives?
And I have been there too.
You have?
I think, like I said, there were times where I was unconscious, and I look back now and I'm like, yeah, I was projecting my mommy issues upon her. Yeah. But I've let that go.
Good, man. I declare August as Men's History Month because men are under attack, and especially straight, white, or black, conservative, Christian men of power. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
And what do you think about my Men's History Month to bring attention to that?
I hope it sticks. Yeah, I like it. I'll celebrate along with you.
So when you first heard it, you were like, what was your first, you remember what you first thought about that and the way you felt about it?
Yes.
Oh, really?
I felt great about it. Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you that more attention needs to be paid to the healing of the man, to heal the family, to heal the world.
That's right. You talk about alpha and beta males on your YouTube channel. Which are you?
Alpha.
You're alpha. And why do you say you are?
Because I say I am.
Oh, yeah? And what is an alpha male? How would one know that he is an alpha male?
Stand by your word. Believe in yourself. Say it with your chest. Put your foot down. Believe it. Have no reservations, no turning back. It's a matter of conviction.
And were you a beta male at one point?
Yes.
And what was that like? Describe being a beta male.
Let me think back to when I was behaving in a beta way to be able to answer that. Anytime I have let someone, their fears and limitations guide or sway my choices and behavior. In this hope to be congenial and friendly, we live in a world that makes, when we go to school, we're taught how to be beta. That's like the whole programming. So a lot of times where I have an aggressive, outgoing, expressive attitude, I want to speak up, I want to be aggressive, but then I'm gonna hold myself back, and I'm gonna, even if I don't believe in or like what's going on, I would have, shut my mouth and.
That's amazing. And so are you completely over that now?
Yes. You
are. And how did you get over that? How were you able to overcome it?
I love myself. I don't judge myself. I used to judge myself and have evaluations about I should or I shouldn't, but I stopped doing that.
Do you have fear?
I don't.
You have no fear?
No.
Do you have anger?
I've had a lot of anger. Anger has been the driving force behind a lot of what I did. So when you ask fear, sometimes it's anger manifests as fear, but I've really confronted that tremendously these past like 4 years in my life. I really like what you say about, you know, coming home to the parents. And these past few years have really brought me home, particularly to my father.
Did you go and forgive your father?
Yes.
You did. You went to him?
Yes.
How did that go?
My dad is cool. He's just like, I don't know what the hell you need to forgive me for. I didn't do nothing wrong, but that's all right. I love you, son, and that was his attitude. My dad's pretty alpha too. So he's like, all right, whatever.
And how about your mother? Did you go and forgive her?
Yes.
You went to your mother?
Mm-hmm.
And how did that go?
It was similar in the same way, you know, where she was like, oh, okay, cool. You know.
What did you say to her?
I said, Mom, I want you to know that I forgive you and any anger or animosity that I've had towards you in the past. And she knows, my mom carries a lot of guilt, and I know a lot of my anger was from her.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I could press on all of the things, but she knows, and so I didn't dig too deep. But
were you nervous?
No.
Was she surprised?
No, because
she wasn't surprised when you came and said, "Hey, I'm sorry for resenting
No,
you."
because I think it just made perfect sense. Her mother passed recently, and she carried a lot of anger to her mother, and I was the one that came to her and said, "Mom, this was years ago. It would be a good idea if you forgave your mom before she passed." So she knew that I was in this forgiving mood. She knew that I believed that forgiveness was important, but I didn't even see how I was carrying animosity and her anger in me.
Yeah.
And when I was finally able to see it, which was very recently, thanks to watching some of your videos, it was like a light was shown on me, and I realized, oh, that's all my mom's anger.
Yeah.
That doesn't belong to me. And at that point, I was able to go to her and say.
That's important too, because you're married now, you have children, and you don't want to pass that down to them.
No, and it's almost scary because like I look back now, I'm like, there are certain times where I was doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't help it when you have that spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Did you go back and apologize to your kids?
I've apologized to my wife, my children. When I've acted out, I apologize almost immediately.
Yeah.
You know, I tell them that's my black wolf, my mean wolf, when I come out and they get to see my anger. But they also know that their dad has a warm, soft, loving heart.
What do you think would happen if all of a sudden men woke up and became men? What would happen to the world?
There would be a lot of breakdown. We'd see a lot of what we're seeing right now in the world, except it would be accelerated because we wouldn't stand for what we see.
Absolutely.
We wouldn't just lay down and allow these things to happen.
That is so true.